All right, let's get started. I'll try to follow the same order we did in the first go around. Let's start with Anthony Dasher, followed by Chip Towers.
Hey JT, good to see you today. Obviously, scoring touchdowns is the ultimate stat in football, but I was wondering when it comes to having a successful, third down conversion, kind of where does that rank on your personal totem pole?
Third down's a huge deal for me personally. I think for quarterbacks everywhere. When you talk about third down conversion, when you're in third down, a lot less you can do in terms of play action, a lot less you can do in terms of running the ball, RPOs, a lot of things that make the game easier kind of go away when third down comes. So a lot of third down is just pure drop back passing, something that I've always prided myself with and something that I'm always looking to improve on. Being the type of quarterback that I am, drop back passing has to be a significant attribute of mine. So third down passing for me is an indicator of how well I'm doing and how well our offense is doing in terms of execution in the drop back passing game.
JT, obviously you're performing at a high level right now, but just returning to the oblique injury a little bit, can you remind me now, when was it, did something happen like throwing, or did you get hit? And a coach said, you still weren't really 100% going into the last game. How healthy would you put yourself at this point heading into game 4?
It's getting better every day. It's something that's been hurt since, fall camp. And it never really goes away. You play Clemson, then there was a little dip. So we focused on rehabbing more that week. Last week rehabbed, as much as we could. This week we're still doing the same thing, same plan. It's just going to keep getting better and better.
So a camp thing basically is where that developed for you?
That's when it started, yeah. And then, the more you throw on it, the worse it's going to get, if you're not combating that with rehab, which we're doing a great job of right now.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Gotcha.
Okay, let's go to Connor Riley, followed by Dean Legge.
Hey JT, we saw George back practicing this week. What have your conversations been like with him as he's gone through the rehab process, and have you been keeping him engaged and keeping with this team as he tries to make a recovery and play this season?
Yeah, the most important thing is, make sure you're ready when you come back, is what I'm always going to tell him. I'm going to keep telling him, as much as I want George back in the starting lineup, because I don't think there's anybody better than him anywhere. I think him being fully healthy and fully prepared to play is the most important thing. It's about the person before the player. With the guy that has the chance that he has, for his future and his potential, as much as we'd all love to have him, I think the most important thing is making sure the person is ready and, he's medically cleared. And, of course, I have great trust in our training staff. But I don't want him to, say it's better than it is, and I just really want him to be focused on making sure he's rehabbing, doing the right thing. And when he comes back, he's coming back at full speed.
JT, you're more than a year into this now at Georgia. And as you journey through moving forward as the rest of this season, what when you think about the opportunity that you've gotten at Georgia and what's left to fulfill, what comes to mind?
In terms of the opportunity that I've had, or in terms of what's left?
Both.
Yeah, I continue to take it day by day. I didn't even realize it's been over a year. Obviously it has, but it's just not something I've really thought about, really, in terms of just the overall of it. But I think, when I look back at it, I see a lot of growth on my part, significantly in terms of like my leadership and, my ability to develop connection with the whole team. I think I've gotten a lot better with that. I think I've gotten significantly better in terms of understanding the game of football, and it helps coming to a new league. Runs very different, it's very different schematically, offensively and defensively. And in terms of what's left, I'm just going to keep taking it week to week. Always have, always will. And that's a big emphasis for us. Like right now, I'm fully focused on Vanderbilt. And then, the Vandy game we got on Saturday. I'm not worried about, what comes after that.
Okay, I'm going to try to get a couple of people that didn't get a chance in the first interview. Let's go to Kelly Price, followed by Vance Levy. Kelly, you there? Okay, let's go to Vance.
JT, I saw this summer you played in a couple of charity golf events. What's your game like? And with the Ryder Cup this weekend, do you keep up with the Ryder Cup? And have you gotten to meet Harris English, who will be representing Georgia and the USA when they tee off Friday?
I do love golf. I have not just recently started playing again. I can hit the thing far. I couldn't tell you where it's going. It's a good thing for mulligans. I love the sport. I've not been following. No, I will definitely not be focused on anything but football for the upcoming while. But I'd say I'm fun to play with. I'm pretty funny. Ball goes far.
Okay, let's go to Mike Griffith, followed by Seth Emerson.
JT, we've seen you roll out and throw off the run. I wonder, seeing some of your high school clips, you were a burner back then. You had some long runs. Are you a threat to run yet, or are you just still more comfortable behind the line of scrimmage?
I'll always be comfortable in the pocket. I looked. I think I looked a lot faster before the SEC came around. Guys like Nolan Smith are. There's just nobody else like them anywhere. There's, when you think about all the kids that play football from high school and so on, there's only so many of them. There's a handful of them that are elite SEC football players and playing the SEC. It's really the elite of the elite. I definitely think I'm a threat to take off when I have to take off. I just think for me personally, and really for the position of quarterback, just the way that I look at it, I'm the primary distributor. Can I take off and run? Yeah. But I'd much rather have James Cook running with it. I'd much rather have Jermaine Burton running with it than myself,
JT, I'm doing a story on Georgia having relatively a lot of guys from California. I know it's a big state, but did you know Brock? Did you know even Jermaine? Brock. Yeah, and Kendall.
I was gonna say I thought it was just me and Kendall. No, I totally forgot Brock. Brock's from he's a NorCal kid, which is, it just didn't come to mind. But yeah, no, we definitely have a good California impact. Y'all would know better than I would. How many kids are normally from California on this team?
This is probably a high.
Really?
We can get Claude Felton on it, but is there anything like that? Any thread that ties you all together besides that? Did you all? I mean, is there anything that's special about it other than it's unusual?
I had to think, because I'm thinking I'm what, 2 years? I'm 2 years older than Kendall and 3 years older than Brock, right? Yeah. So I didn't know any of them when I was in high school. Kendall, I know Kendall told me he was going to go to Mater Dei, actually. I never knew that. I know he wanted to go to Mater Dei. Just difficult with travel and all that. I think you kind of see it a lot more now, especially with there's a big deal about the Southern California quarterbacks and where they are in college right now. High school Southern California kids, with me, Matt, Bryce, DJ, CJ. It's like there's like four of the top preseason 5 were all from like a 30-mile area in California. I don't think it's anything specific between us three. I think just in general, though, you are seeing, more California, more West Coast kids coming out to play SEC, SEC football, Big Ten football, and just at, other programs for whatever reason that may be.
Okay, let's go to Mark Weiser, followed by Jake Rowe.
JT, I want to ask you about your second academic year on campus. When you're away from the football facility, which I'm sure isn't that much, how is it different now that you've been there more and probably more in-person classes, I guess? I don't know what your credit hours are and what classes you're taking, but can you kind of share that?
Yeah, away from football, I'm a dog lover. I have two. I spend a lot of time with them. I've always been a big gamer. Anytime that during the week, you really don't have, I'd say I'd leave the building at about 8:30 at night. I probably get here at 8 in the morning, usually is around the latest that I'll be in. I think one day a week I either come in at 9. But for the most part, there's some classes in between that. Other than that, I'm film, rehab, and then we got meetings and practice. So by the time I get home, I'm usually pretty tired. I go to bed not right away, but I might like play some 2K or hang out with my dogs. Not much during the week. And then weekends you have more time to spend with your with the team after game and whatnot. But for the most part during the season, you're 100% football, and that's all you get to do.
JT, you were talking after the game about playing in that environment in Sanford Stadium, and I wanted to ask you, obviously that would have been, you would have never thought you would be playing in that stadium for that team 3 or 4 years ago. Do you ever kind of allow yourself to think about how weird it is and how things have changed so much over the last few years? And when you reflect on it, kind of what do you come away with?
I'll usually think about it like pregame, like when we all run out and we all run to the end zone, and people do they say their prayers, or and just everything in general. It's usually a time where I take a moment to just I would say I feel gratitude when I do that. Like I go and just think like I didn't even know Georgia was good in high school. Like I had never talked to Coach Smart. I never heard of Coach Monken. I committed to USC at a young age, and I thought that was it, and that was all I was going to do. I didn't even follow college football, and then just to see where my whole progression has come now, I just take that time to be grateful for everything that's happened, and then be a little proud of myself for being able to adapt and make changes and come a long way from where I thought I would be.
Got time for one more question, and we'll give that one to Palmer Tillmans.
JT, obviously there's been a lot of conversation about improving the run game, and the emphasis there is on the running backs and on the O-line. What kind of role do you play in improving the run game as the quarterback of the offense?
Yeah, it's a week-to-week thing, I would say. My role in controlling the run game has to do with getting us in the right run play. Every team has X amount of different run plays. We have a lot. I'm sure a lot of people have a lot. And each week there's things that are on me, and it's my job to make sure we're in the right one versus the right look. And then every quarterback at least tries to control one extra element with their fake, whether it be a fake RPO throw or faking the zone read after the handoff. If you can get a safety's eyes for 1 second, it can be the difference between 8 yards and 6 yards. And I've seen it happen. Something our coaches emphasize a lot, and something that I really try and take into my game.
All right, JT, thanks so much for your time today. Thank you.
Yeah.